Queen Victoria was one of the most powerful women in history. Yet her entire life was shaped by control, loss, and longing. Queen Victoria spent her childhood and teenage years at Kensington Palace under what later became known as the Kensington System. This system was created by her mother, the Duchess of Kent, and her father's former advisor, Sir John Conroy. It severely limited Victoria's contact with the outside world. The Duchess of Kent did not speak English fluently and had little understanding of British court politics. Because of this, she relied heavily on Sir John Conroy. Conroy saw this situation as a political opportunity. He manipulated the Duchess and slowly gained control over both her and young Victoria. Victoria's uncles had been involved in scandals that damaged the reputation of the royal family. To avoid similar scandals, the Duchess and Conroy tried to keep Victoria isolated. They wanted to present her as the nation's innocent hope. However, this protection also became a strict system of control. From an early age, Victoria lived under constant pressure. She did not receive unconditional love or emotional security from her mother. In her diaries, she later wrote about Conroy's mocking and humiliating behavior toward her. Victoria was educated, but her education was deliberately limited. The goal was to make her dependent on others and easier to control. What they did not expect was Victoria's personality. She was stubborn, strong-willed, and resistant. She kept an emotional distance from both her mother and Conroy and never truly trusted them. Because of her childhood experiences, she would strongly resist sharing power throughout her life. When Victoria became queen, her first decision was to remove her mother and Sir John Conroy from political influence. For the first time, she had control over her own life. She wanted to enjoy her freedom and power. At the beginning of her reign, she openly stated that she did not want to marry. However, like everyone else, Victoria desired love and approval. When she grew closer to Prince Albert, she was drawn to his moral values, honesty, and intellectual nature. Albert treated Victoria differently from others at court. He criticized her when necessary, but never humiliated her. He guided her without trying to dominate her. Victoria admired Albert deeply and saw him as an ideal man she could trust. In her diaries, she often referred to him as "my angel." Contemporary sources describe their relationship as passionate and emotionally intense. Although they sometimes argued over power and control, Victoria became increasingly emotionally attached to Albert over time. Together, they presented an image of an ideal family. This image became especially important to the growing middle class of the 19th century. While many European monarchies were shaken during this period, the British monarchy remained stable and popular, largely due to this image of domestic stability. Prince Albert's death was a devastating blow to Victoria. Today, most historians believe she experienced a long period of depression. She entered deep mourning and withdrew from public life. For a time, her absence caused a crisis for the monarchy, as the Queen was rarely seen by the public. Victoria adopted the roles of the grieving widow and the mother of the nation. While these roles worked politically, they hid the reality of her personal suffering. Given the moral expectations of the time, it was nearly impossible for a widowed queen to remarry. For a monarch who symbolized moral virtue, a second marriage would have caused a major scandal. As a result, Victoria could not openly pursue another romantic relationship. She was effectively denied the emotional closeness and affection that a lover might have provided. For a woman who had struggled with trust, approval, and unconditional love throughout her life, this loss was profound. So, was Prince Albert Queen Victoria's true love? Or was he the one person who gave her what she had been denied since childhood: trust, approval, and unconditional affection? And if Albert had lived longer, would Queen Victoria have remained the same queen we remember today? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and follow for more.